Hello everyone, welcome once again. My name is George Uguja and I'm the CEO of Capital Power Multimedia. Today we'll be talking about drone technology and the registration and usage in Nigeria. So as you may have seen over the years, the emergence of drone technology is starting to diversify from the earlier use where it was only used for photography and videography. Now you can use it for mapping and photogrammetry, and also for agricultural practices like fertilizer, insecticides, and the rest of weedicides and the rest of it. So today we'll be talking about the kind of drone you will need, depending on what you need the drone for. For instance, for those that want to practice aerial photography and videography, for instance, they want to take aerial shots of different landmarks, or go for events or campaign and use drone to cover and get quality photos and videos of those locations, or to just take some photography topographies of different beautiful landscapes and all that in Nigeria. Yes, there's certain kinds of drone that is dedicated for that kind of use. Let me give you an instance: the DJI Mini 3 Pro. DJI Mavic Pro and DJI Phantom 4 Pro. These are all different kinds of drone, and if you look at the way they look, you see that they are categorized into three. For instance, the DJI Phantom 4 Pro is a Phantom. So Phantom is known by the big size. So this drone can be used for photography and videography. It can also be used to map, project sites. If you want to get the elevation or you want to get the 3D of that particular project site, you can use this drone to conduct the mapping. And if, for instance, you want to map a larger hectares of land, you could maybe go for Phantom 4 RTK, which has an extension that can take for a longer range. This drone was built to sustain the ruggedity of the African wind and the rest of it. So normally the Phantom 4 Pro version, you have to attach your mobile device and connect it to be able to use this. But the Phantom 4 Pro 2.0, which is a later version of this particular drone, has an inbuilt screen, which you don't need to really connect your phone to before you use. But the disadvantage of that 2.0 is that for mapping purposes, if for instance you are using a drone deploy or you're using Pix4D application, for instance, they are third-party applications, so you can easily download them and install in your mobile devices. But if it has a follow-com screen, that follow-com screen is closed circuit, so you might not be able to download third-party applications into that. So for you to have the flexibility of using a Phantom, so I will always advise that you go for Phantom 4 Pro. And for the Mavic is also another model by DJI that is much smaller than the Phantom and is foldable. So it's popularly known for its foldability. You can see that I can fold and quickly unfold. Meanwhile, for Phantom is detachable. You can remove the blades. So for this Mavic, this is Mavic Pro. It has Mavic 2, it has Mavic 4 Pro, and the rest of it. So, but they are all known by this medium sized. So Mavic is also a very good drone, which can be used for mapping and also for photography and videography purposes. So the Mavic controller also have a place where you can attach your mobile device and then you use. So for the later versions that also come with inbuilt screen. But like I said, if you're using your Mavic for mapping, I will always advise that you go for maybe Mavic Pro or the earlier versions that you can have the flexibility of installing third-party applications, for use. The DJI now have the very portable version, which you and I love, and that's the DJI Mini. So this, for instance, is a DJI Mini 3 Pro. It comes with an inbuilt screen, and it's built for professional cinematography. So this drone, the combo version of it comes with 3 batteries and extra blades, so you can is a go-to pack for your travel. Like you're traveling different locations to take shots, this drone is just ideal because it's very portable. You can just carry it, hand carry in the airport, and use. So all these are professional drones that you can use in Nigeria. Yeah, we have the Agra series from DJI also for spraying agricultural use, which is not available here, but is very, big depending on the payload that you want to carry. There are drones that can take up to even 40 kg payload, and these are all useful in the Nigerian context. So I would also like to address some inquiries I've gotten from mostly my students and to some other drone users and clients that I've had over time, that we see a lot of drones listed online, for sale, 150,000, 4K drone, GPS powered. So these are all simulation drones. These are not professional drones. So if you're looking to have a drone to do professional photography or videography, or if you're an organization, you want to be able to map your project sites like your quarries and the rest of it, and you're looking to acquire a drone, or you're a government agency, trying to use drone technology to measure your land, to know your encroachment of erosion and the rest of it, all those simulation drones you see online are not professional drones. I will advise you to go for DJI. You either go for any of the DJI series, but before you do that, it's also important that you reach out to a drone professional, or like Capital Power Multimedia, and will be able to advise you on the specification that you should go for. Please note that for you to use drone in Nigeria, you have to get your drone end user license. So this is a very big discussion, because for a lot of people that have had to import drone, paying online in Amazon and the rest of it, when the drone gets to the Nigerian airport, it will be seized. Why? Because you did not process your drone end user certificate before you imported the drone. So this the solution to the first option is for you to request for a pro forma invoice from the drone seller ahead of time, and with that pro forma invoice you go to nsa.euc.gov.ng. that is the website address of Office of the National Security Advisor, where your drone end user certificates can be processed. Once you go there with your company information, including your tax clearance, CAC registration, and the rest of it, you can properly file for end user certificate, which is free of charge. So when you receive that end user certificate, you can go ahead and import your drone. Once your drone gets to the airport or the customs and is seized, you go there with your end user certificate and you get your drone. The second option is to buy locally. Why? Because there are companies that already have these established processes. They can easily process their end user certificate and import this drone, and you can buy from them. But if you buy from them, you will also need to find out how you can procure yours for your personal use, more especially if you are a corporate organization. So for drone users that want to buy drones they can keep for a very long time, I've used this DJI Phantom 4 Pro for like 6 years and it's still very okay. And also DJI Mavic series is also a very beautiful drone. But if you're going into agricultural use, please find out if what you need is a spray drone, or you need a photography or cinematography drone. If you need a spray drone and you go to buy DJI Phantom 4 Pro, it will not be able to carry any payload for you to carry your weedicide or your fertilizers to fly and spray across your farmland. Thank you so much for enjoying today's training. If you need more information or you want to receive masterclass training on how to use your drone, or you want to also buy drone in Nigeria, please reach out to Capital Power Multimedia and we'll be glad to help. Thank you.